So we learned about the widgets like rows and columns and also the flexible and the expanded. And now we are going to learn the more powerful widget of Flutter, that is stack. The stack widget is a built-in widget in Flutter which allows us to make the layer of widgets by putting them on top of each others. Like sometimes a simple row and column layout is not enough. We need some way to overlay one widget on top of the other. Like we want to create some circle and on top of that we want to show an image. So how the scenario can be achieved? That's where the stack widget of Flutter comes in. So now let's see how we can use this widget in Flutter. So down here we have the center widget. So let's remove it and put the stack in here. So we got the widget stack in here, which same like the rows and columns except the list of children, just like this. Now inside this we will create 3 widgets of container with some width and height and some color. So we got these 3 containers inside our stack widget. Now after this, run your app on your emulator, and after this your app will look something like this. So we only got the widget in the top left corner. So we got that container widget which has the color blue in here, and that container is here right after these 2 containers. And the other 2 container widgets which has the color of red and also the green, that are behind this blue container widget. Just because, let me show you in here. Minimize this emulator and in here give some margin to all these containers. So we got the margin in our containers and we use the only from left and top 10, and for the second container we got from left 20 and from top 20, and in the third container we got only from left 30 and from top 30. So now let's Ctrl and S to hot reload and open up your emulator. So you can see these widgets. The widgets inside the stack look something like this. And as I said, they make a layer of widgets and are on top of each other. So now we are going to talk about the child of stack. Stack widget has 2 types of child, the position and the non-position. So these widgets inside the stack is called the non-position widgets of the stack. But on the other hand, the position widget must be wrapped with the widget that is position. So let's wrap this container widget with the position widget. So now this container is the position widget of the stack, and these 2 are the non-position widgets of the stack. So now what this position widget does, we are going to talk about this in a while. So the alignment of non-position child widget of the stack is top left corner. Like you can see in our emulator, we have these 3 widgets aligned at the top left corner of our emulator. So that's the alignment of non-position widgets or childs inside the stack. And the position widget has some properties like left, right, top and bottom. Like we can position this child of the widget, which is position wrapped by position, anywhere we want. So we have these widgets inside the position. So now let's say I want to align or position this position widget of this stack by, let's say, from bottom 5, from top also 5, from right also 5, and from left also the 5. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and open up your emulator to see the result of this position widget of our stack. So now let's open it up. So we got this container or the widget of the stack in here. It comes in here. So now when we comment out its margin, to remove its margin from left 30 and from top 30, and again open it up, you can see it came in here. From bottom we gave it some 5, and from right and from left and from top. So that's how we position widget in the stack using this position widget of Flutter. And that position widget will only be used inside the stack. You cannot use this inside the row and column, otherwise this will cause the exception of incorrect use of the parent widget. So it simply means change your parent widget. Like if you want to use the position widget, so it must be inside the children of the stack, and if you want to use the flexible and the expanded, so it must not be in the stack but inside the rows or the columns. So that was our position widget, that how we can align or position the widget inside the stack. And one other example of that will be, let's remove these 2 widgets from here and let's only leave this one container and also wrap this with the widget position. And you can position this widget anywhere, like let's say from left it will be 50, and from right it will be also the 50. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and open up your emulator. So it looks something like this. From left we got the 50 and from right we also got the 50, and also remove this margin from here to make it more clear, just because this margin disturbed this. Like from left and top we are already giving the margin, so this disturbed these left and right position of this container. Now open it up and you can see we got this from here, but from the top it is removed just because we have just removed this or uncomment or comment this margin. And let's say from top I want to give some 100 and Ctrl S to hot reload, open it up, so we can align it anywhere. Like let's say we want to align it bottom 5, so it will become a bit up from the bottom. Like let's Ctrl S and hot reload and you can see it comes just like this. And also if you want to expand this single widget on the whole screen, we will do from left 5 and from right 5 and from top also 5. So this will give some size from bottom, left, right and top, and will look something like this. Like you can see we got this from top, from right, from bottom and from left. And we can also give some negative number in here, like let's say -50. So this will result in something like this. Like from bottom you can see there is not any space in here, but if you do in here like let's remove this top from here and again Ctrl S to hot reload, so it comes just like this and there is no space at the bottom just because we have set this bottom to -50. And if we set this to 10, so this will comes just like this, some space from the bottom. And if we give some, let's say 100 from left and again check this, you can see we got this 100 from left. So that's how we use the position widget in the stack, and that's how we align or position, or let's say make the layer of widgets in the stack. So we will go in more depth using the stacks and rows and columns in here, and also the flexible and the expanded in the future videos, and this will become more clear to you when you go forward and use these widgets in the real app development. So be sure you practice all of these widgets, so that will be good for you if you want to become in-demand Flutter developer.